Back to our top story, Hurricane Isaac on this Wednesday morning. The storm made landfall last evening as a Category 1 with winds of about 80 miles an hour, covering an area of more than 200 miles.
Just a short time ago, I spoke with Mark Schleifstein, the Pulitzer Prize-winning reporter for the Times-Picayune, the daily newspaper there in New Orleans. I asked him how Isaac compares to the scope and size of a Katrina that, of course, struck the Crescent City 7 years ago today. And here is some of what he had to say about how the new levees are holding up today.
It's a small hurricane, and I mean it's large in size, you know, in breadth, but not in terms of intensity, and that's the good thing.
How is the city weathering the storm so far?
Residents were told to hunker down and in their own homes if they didn't plan on evacuating voluntarily, and that's pretty much what everybody's done. The winds are still fairly high outside. We're still getting gusts to 65 miles an hour.
And the fact that this storm is moving so slowly would seem the number one concern, as you said a second ago, is just the amount of rainfall. The estimates we're hearing 10 to 20 inches. What could that potentially mean for the city?
One of the real concerns is making sure that the pump stations continue to work. Now, the pump stations have all gotten backup power supplies in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, so that so far seems to be working.
What is still being looked at closely in terms of waking up Wednesday morning?
We're looking at increases in wind speed as the storm continues to move inland and closer to New Orleans.
At this point, it looks like the storm system, or storm protection system, is holding and doing its job.
This is a significant surge event. We're looking at 10 to 12 feet of surge in some places, but you know, the new levee system is high enough, especially on the eastern side of the river, where that kind of surge is occurring, that it's not going to be a problem at all.
I want to thank Mark for doing that. That is the silver lining here, that new system, those billions of dollars of taxpayer money, it's getting a first real test. That's a good thing from all this.
Yeah, National Weather Service issued a warning of life-threatening flooding, and Governor Bobby Jindal also said that's going to be the real problem, is dealing with all this rain. But thankfully, they invested, what, $14 billion in this new system?
130 plus miles of reinforced or newly built levees. So, but again, not all the areas are protected by the levees. And those coastal areas, like you hear about Plaquemines Parish or St. Bernard Parish or Lower Jefferson Parish, those are the areas really still vulnerable here. So there are a lot of hours to go. There could be tropical conditions in Louisiana until Thursday. So again, there's some miles to go here. But again, all things are holding up. Just flooding is the number one concern. A lot of rain and some wind. And again, we're getting reports the storm has now stalled as of 1 a.m. Central Time. So that is not good.
You mentioned Plaquemines Parish, and the president of that parish said that parts of his roof were ripped off, and it was just flooding, just rain pouring in right now. And that's an area that is not protected by the levees. What, 90 miles southeast of New Orleans?
That's one of those vulnerable areas we were talking about. So good luck to everybody. We'll keep you posted throughout the morning. Keep it here on ABC.